in many ways, the Korean transition is a way of mitigating conflict risks, if only because a lot of the conflict that has been occurring in the past has been over access to fossil fuels and over the sort of asymmetric dependencies that have been that this has generated. But I think that's very much at the global level. But then at the local level, essentially the resilience that communities in fragile contexts need and want is a resilience to both risks of conflict and risks and sort of climate change effects. And very often the measures that we can undertake in order to strengthen that resilience of the communities, they're the same. And so it makes sense, therefore, to think that two big objectives that we have, sustainability and peace, together. Both Latin America and Europe are very much invested into the current multilateral order, that they both want reformed but don't want abandoned and don't want crushed. And so I think working to these together towards these objectives of both a livable planet and peace is something that both regions share, and that is embedded in the SDGs, in the Sustainable Development Goals, and that both regions have a great stake in, and sort of bring together different perspectives, but for a shared objective. I think it's important to sort of stress these connections because so far very often the environmental crisis that we're living has not fully reached decision makers' awareness. It's still seen sometimes as something that's maybe not optional, but that's not of a primary purpose, the way that the quest for peace and security is. But if you look at what is happening in the world, if you look at all the impacts we are seeing, the direct impacts, but also many of the indirect impacts, this is just as important an objective. And since we know that there are synergies for thinking these together and finding solutions on both fronts, it's very important that people realize that these synergies exist and that we can move towards them.